dreams, they finally come true. City of stars, just one thing everybody wants. There at the bar, and through the smokescreen of the crowded restaurant, it's love. It's all we're looking for is love from someone else. A rush, a glance, a touch, a dance, a look in somebody's eyes and light up the skies to open the world and send it reeling. A voice that says I'll be here and you'll be alright. I don't care if they know just where I will go. It's all that I need. It's this crazy feeling. Oh, rap, tap, tap on my heart. Think I want it to stay. City of stars, are you shining just for me? City of stars, never shine so bright. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I found one of the chords, and also how I changed the song a little bit to make it more interesting. So to find the first chord, I started by playing the melody. And from there, I noticed that these two notes sound very good together, and the chord as itself sounds fairly good as well, except this one note is out of place from the others. So I just decided to change it a little bit. And I found that by placing my finger on the second fret, I got a tonality that I really liked, and that also matched with the song. So this is the chord that I started with. Moving on from there, I found some of the other chords, and to try and add a little bit of variation throughout the song, I actually added a note to my F chord on the top by adding my pinky to the third fret, which gives it a little bit of a different sound, and I used that in the second verse of the song. A couple of other things that I did to add a little more contrast throughout the piece was to add some strumming in the solo, rather than just playing the notes themselves, which gives a little more full feeling and a little more context to the notes. Some of the other things that I did were to use variable range in the song. I start a little bit lower, and in the second verse I move up to a higher register. This is partially to reflect that the original song was a duet, but singing is one of the challenges that I'm facing, and I think that removing the ukulele from the equation and focusing on using my air correctly and making the sound properly would be very beneficial to the piece as a whole. I will say that coming into this with a little bit of experience on ukulele, some knowledge about common fingering positions on stringed instruments, and also how to maneuver a fretboard was very helpful in both finding chords and just playing the piece. So for beginners, I would definitely recommend slowing songs down, and even slowing them down to performance to fit your own personal goals.